So in this session, I'm going to discuss about the building blocks for different skincare products. So building blocks for skincare products is nothing but a formulation for various skincare products and how we can prepare those particular skincare products and what is the advantages and disadvantages of those products. Okay, so here we'll first start within the main product for skin, that is cream. Okay, so what is cream? Cream is defined as an semi-solid dosage form that containing one or more drug substances dissolved or dispersed in a suitable base. Okay, so there are some creams are there which don't have a particular drug substance also. And we know that various creams also there which is having in particular drugs, like suppose any anti-inflammatory agents or like various amino acids. Okay, so it can be there or may not be there. Okay, so it is in semi-solid dosage form, so definitely we know, and maximum we have already used, and it's very popular, and we know thing about cream, that it is an semi-solid product, okay, which can apply to an various part of an skin. Okay, so here we discuss about this three creams mainly, that is an moisturizing cream, that cold cream, and vanishing cream. These three types of cream. Okay, so moisturizing cream, uh, from the name only you can easily identify that it will mainly provide the moisture, or you can indirectly you can say that it will retain the moisture in our skin. Okay, in our skin, so that our skin, it retain its moisture as well as it retains its flexibility. Okay, it will not get rough. Okay, so there is moisturizing cream. Okay, so cold cream, same, from the name only you can easily identify that it will give a very cooling effect or soothing effect or emollient effect. Okay, cold cream. And vanishing cream, from the same, from the name only you can easily identify that the cream, once you'll apply it, then it will not get visible, it is vanish, it is disappear. So whenever we'll rub it on the skin, then it will not appear properly, it will be very thin film, it will be absorbed, just it will be, whenever you apply, it will make a very thin film over the skin which is not visible. Okay, and that type of cream is also we can use as a base for other type of cosmetic product, like suppose various types of makeup. Okay, there are various type of makeups that we can apply it after applying the vanishing cream. So whenever you apply the makeup, okay, that vanishing cream, as it is already disappear or visible, that it will not get appear after applying that any other product. Like suppose makeup, whenever you apply the makeup only it will get visible, but the cream, it will not get visible at all. Okay, so these are the type of cream that we are discuss in this particular topics. Okay, now what are the basic ingredients of a skin creams, or these are the basic ingredient, means if you use suppose, or sorry, if you prepare an moisturizing cream, if you prepare an vanishing cream or cold cream, or almost in other creams also there, we know that there are so many creams also there. Okay, so most of the cases the basic ingredients are almost same, maybe one or two ingredients it will be addition or it will be not there, but in maximum cases almost same ingredients are used in almost all type of creams. Okay, now creams is you can say that it is in one type of emulsion type, because it is having and aqueous phase and it is having one oil phase. Okay, so it is in one type of emulsion. Okay, so that's why the first basic ingredient is water. Okay, next, the other part is As we said that it is an emulsion. So other thing is the oil, okay, or fatty substance or waxes. Okay, any emulsion we know that water and oil is present. These are two phases. Okay, so same in cream also there is an water and oil phase. Okay, so whenever it is an oil phase, it can be oil, it can be fat, it can be waxes. Okay, so different examples like various arachids oil, almond oils. Okay, stearic acid is in fat, then olive oil, waxes like beeswax, carnauba wax. So those are very common examples of various oils, fat, and waxes. Okay, next is the emollient. Emollient is one of the most important part of any cosmetic product, mainly that creams, because as we apply to the skin. So emollient is a very important uh, ingredient of cream, because that emollient it will give and very soothing effect. Okay, or very you can say that calm effect. Okay, or it will give a very smoothing effect in the skin after applying the cream. So whenever you apply the cream, it will give a very smooth effect or soothing effect by this emollient. Okay, next, emulsifying agent. It is very important. Why? Because as uh, we know that there is an emulsion type, there is an oil is present and water is present. So oil and water, if we mix, definitely they will mix together. Okay, if you take water or oil, suppose in an particular beaker or glass, so if you mix vigorously, they will mix water and oil, they will mix, but after a certain period they will separate. Okay, this is called the instability. Okay, so but we have to do an stable form. So the water and the oil, whenever we mix together, they should be mixed properly and it should be a stable mixture for long time. Okay, so to increase that stability, we have to use surfactants. Okay, like emulsifying agent. Okay, so emulsifying agent is mainly used to make this cream a stable form. Okay, so emulsifying agent like gelatin is there, or suppose bentonite, kaolin. So various emulsifying agent we can use. Okay, next is the surfactants. Another surfactant is called the wetting agents. Okay, then another type of surfacting agents that is called wetting agents. Now, wetting agent also a very important part of an cream. Why? Because uh, as suppose we are adding a particular drug. That drug is suppose it is an uh, hydrophobic in nature. Okay, the drug is hydrophobic in nature, and we need that the drug has to be present in the water phase. You know that emulsion, it can be in water in oil or oil in water. Okay, so water in oil means the water it will be in internal phase, water in oil, so water will be the internal phase. Okay, now oil in water, oil will be the internal phase. So suppose we want to add an hydrophilic drug. Okay, hydrophilic drug, okay, in water. Okay, that will be very easy. That suppose drug also hydrophilic, and if you are adding in water, they are properly mixed properly, because both are same, both are polar. This is an hydrophilic, the drug is an hydrophilic, and water definitely, so easily they can mix. But suppose we want to add a little bit hydrophobic drug, or suppose any ingredient which is in hydrophobic in nature we want to add in water, so they will not properly mix. Even in cream, whenever we use various ingredients, the ingredients are sometimes, some ingredients are hydrophilic in nature, some ingredients are hydrophobic in nature. Okay, so to make the attraction better between the hydrophilic and hydrophobic, we have to add and wetting agents. Okay, to improve the wetting character, wettability, to improve the wettability. Suppose uh, X is in one substance, X is in one substance that is in hydrophobic in nature. If you want to add it in water, so both are separate, they'll repel each other, because one is hydrophobic, one is hydrophilic. Okay, So that X having less weightability means its ability to become wet is less. He don't want to be wet because it is an hydrophobic. He don't want to be wet in presence of water. His ability to become wetting is less. Okay, so in between X and water, if we add a third substance, okay, like wetting agents like different soaps or fatty alcohol sulfates, so those wetting agents, it will improve the wettability of that X. Okay, how? By lower the surface tensions, okay, between water and that particular hydrophobic substance. Okay, so it will lower the surface tension, but simply you can say that it will improve the wettability of that particular hydrophobic substance. Okay, so same wetting agents we can use in cream so that it will improve the wettability of certain substance. Okay, next is the humectant. Humectant also a very important part. Humectant, it is a one type of substance which will retain the moisture on the skin or retain the moisture in the product also. Okay, humectant, it's come from the similar word as in humidity. Okay, like moisture. Okay, like moisture. So same humectant is an one type of substance which will retain the moisture. It will provide the moisture or retain the moisture so that the product it will not get dry, or even whenever we apply the cream on our skin, that the skin will get some moisture, or after applying the cream it will not immediately get dry. Okay, so humectant is an one type of substance which will mainly provide or retain the moisture. Okay, next is the perfume. It's very common that any cosmetic product, okay, perfume and color is one of the most important part in any cosmetic product. So definitely perfume and color we have to add in the cosmetic product. Okay, other thing I have not added here, just one thing, that is in preservative. Okay, preservative also will add to inhibit the microbial growth. Okay, to inhibit the microbial growth we can add preservative, like suppose sodium benzoate or methyl paraben. So those we can add as in preservative. Okay, different other functional raw material like vitamins, already said, amino acids and inflammatory agents, so those also we can add in different creams. Okay, so those are the basic ingredients: water and oil, or water and fat, or water and waxes. So those will be definitely will be there. Water singly, and sometimes only oil will be there, or there's a combination of oil, fat, or combination of oil and waxes. Any combination can be there, but all should be in the fatty substance. Okay, so fatty substance oil with water to make an emulsion or cream. To make it stable, definitely we have to use emulsifying agent. Okay, to give a smoothing effect we have to give emollient. To improve the wettability of certain substance we have to give wetting agents. To retain or to provide the moisture we have to give humectant. Okay, to improve the attractiveness we have to give perfume and color. Okay, to inhibit the microbial growth we have to give preservative. So these are the basic ingredients that we use in almost all type of creams. Maybe one or two will be addition, or maybe it will be less, but maximum cases all the ingredients will be there. Okay, so these are basic ingredients used in the skin creams. Okay, now this is a general method how we prepare a particular cream. So normally there will be a different formulation will be there. Formulation means, suppose a particular formula, suppose moisturizing cream. In the moisturizing cream, what is the quantity of water, the quantity of suppose stearic acid, the quantity of an emulsifying agent, the quantity of humectant, the quantity of perfume. So all this quantity will be there against an name, against the raw materials. Okay, So the raw materials and the quantity will be given to you. Okay, so you have to take those ingredients with that particular quantity, and you have to follow a particular method to prepare that cream. Okay, so this is a very general method how to prepare a cream. Okay, now see that there is in two phases they have mentioned in color. So there is an oil phase and water phase or aqueous phase. Okay, now whenever the ingredients will be given to you, or whenever you see a particular formulation, so any particular formulation definitely having various ingredients. Okay, like I'll show you one like that. Okay, so you can see that there are various ingredients are there. There are 6 7 ingredients or even 4 5. Okay, based on that particular product. Okay, so various ingredients will be there and its quantity will be there. Now whenever you see that particular formulation, you have to find out which one is my aqueous phase and which one is my oil phase. Okay, because in first cases if you add an water, or suppose with any hydrophobic substance or oily substance, it will not come properly. So first you have to divide, or you have to check that what is the substance that is an hydrophilic substance. So simple, suppose water will be there definitely. Now with water, whatever the other ingredients that can be added to water and it will get dissolved. Okay, like suppose any alkaline, suppose any alkalis, like suppose potassium hydroxide or suppose sodium hydroxide. So if any ingredients are there, any alkalis are there in that particular formulation, okay, like potassium hydroxide suppose, so that potassium hydroxide definitely will not add to the oil. You can add to water because it will be dissolved in water. Okay, so suppose like and oil. Okay, suppose here mineral oil is there. Okay, so mineral oil definitely will not first add to the water. You have to separate it like an oil phase. So simply whenever you are having one formula, okay, with the ingredients and quantity, first you have to decide, or first you have to find out which one or what are the ingredients that will come under aqueous phase and what are the ingredients that will come under oil phase. Okay, so aqueous phase and oil phase, the ingredients you have to separate. Okay, now coming to that particular part. Yeah, okay, so you can see that oil phase. So here written higher fatty acids and emollients. Okay, so oils, waxes, suppose any fats, suppose almond oil is there, or stearic acid is there, or suppose beeswax is there. Okay, then mineral oils are there. Okay, paraffins are there. So all these are come under oil phase. Okay, and water phase, normally suppose definitely water will be there and alkalis, so potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, even humectants. Okay, so you have to find out which one is my oil phase and which one is my water phase. Okay, now whenever you prepare, you have to take a two container, means two beaker, suppose two beaker. In one beaker you have to take all the oil phase. Okay, oil, stearic acid, suppose mineral oil, all the oil phase. And in another beaker you have to take water and all the hydrophilic substance. Okay, all the hydrophilic substance like alkalis are there, humectants are there. Okay, now these two beaker simultaneously you have to heat up to 70 degree, even 65 to 70 is okay. Okay, both the beaker separately you have to heat up to 70 degree. Okay, so whenever you heat the 70 degree, definitely the fats, waxes and oil substance, so they will easily get melted. Okay, they'll get melted and easily they will mix. Okay, so you have to take two beaker in that two phases and you have to heat up to 70 degree. Okay, now both this beaker, whenever it will come up to 70 degree, you have to mix that two phase. Okay, mix that two phase. And definitely one thing I have to add here, that surfacting emulsifying agent you have to add previously only. Okay, suppose if emulsifying agent normally it will be an hydrophilic substance, you can add in water phase. Okay, so emulsifying agent also you have to add. Now both these phases, after heating 70-degree, you have to mix properly. Okay, so it will be an continuous mixing. Now whenever you add these two phases, after a just simple mixing, you have to remove it from the heating zone. Okay, the heating should not be continue after mixing. Just heat this, just to mix it. Okay, suppose uh, the content of one beaker, you have to just pour it into the another beaker. Okay, then you have to remove it from the heating zone and continue the stirring. There should be an vigorously stirring and mixing with two phases. Okay, so whenever you mix it, the both the phases, it will be definitely mixed properly. And as we know that emulsifying agent is present, so it will be in stable mixing. Okay, initially it will be in liquid, but whenever the temperature it will get decreased, because you already remove from the heating zone, so the temperature definitely it will decrease. So when the temperature it will get decreased, it little bit thick cream form will be there. Okay, it will not remain as in liquid, it will be little bit thick in nature. Okay, so you can see that immediately some cream form will come, a viscous semi solid type form will come. Okay, now you have to add any other surfactant, suppose like wetting agents, okay, chelating agents, perfume, color, that you can add after a mixing. Whenever this semi solid form will come, that you can add. Okay, surfactant, chelating agents is used mainly there are some ingredients are there, there is a chance of presence of heavy metals. Okay, heavy metals, so chelating agents like EDTA. So whenever you use that chelating agents, it will form an stable complex form which is soluble in nature. It will make an stable complex form with that heavy metal. Okay, so chelating agent it will make a stable form, a complex form with the heavy metals. Okay, so we can add chelating agent. Okay, now one thing I just want to add here, that whenever you stir continuously or mixing continuously, so definitely the temperature will down. Okay, so when the temperature will be decreased up to 40 to 45 degree, just you have to check that 40 to 45 degree. So that time you have to add perfume and preservative, especially perfume. Okay, perfume and preservative you can add when the temperature is decreased. Why? Because whenever the temperature will be more, suppose it will be 70-degree or 65-degree or 60-degree, so that time if you add this perfume and preservative, it will be degrade. Preservative also will get degrade, and perfume, maximum perfumes are volatile in nature, so in that higher temperature it will get volatile. Okay, so the perfume and preservative normally it will add in last when the temperature will be decreased up to 40 to 45 degree. Okay, now after mixing all this means, suppose this surfactant, chelating agents, color, preservative, perfume. Okay, you have to mix continuously, because all that ingredients it should be properly mixed with that semi solid form. Okay, whatever we have already prepared with that oil phase and water phase, that semi solid form is there. With that form all the ingredient has to be mixed properly, so you have to continuous mixing. Okay, so whenever you have continuous mixing, there is a chance that some bubble will form, because you know that whenever we'll continuously stirring, there is a formation of some bubbles. Okay, it is nothing but the air entrapment. Okay, the air it will get entrapped. Okay, so that air it has to be removed, so it is called de-aeration. Okay, so we have to remove that air, so de-aeration. Okay, then continuously the temperature will be decreased, then we'll be cool it and mixing, and then we'll pack this. Okay, So this is the general method of preparing of these creams. Maximum creams will be prepared by this method only. Okay, so first you have to select the oil phase and water phase. Okay, these are first criteria. You have to select that which one, or what is those ingredients in the formula that is comes under oil phase, or what are the ingredients that comes under water phase. Okay, that is the first criteria. So after selecting that one, you have to take two beaker. Okay, in that separately in two beaker you have to heat these ingredients. Okay, then heat up to 70 degree, then you have to mix properly, then you have to remove from the heating zone, then continue the stirring. When the temperature will be little bit decrease, then we'll add other ingredients. That stirring should be continue, then deaeration and cooling, mixing, and then we can pack it. Okay, so this is manufacturing of that particular creams, any type of creams. Okay, so next one is an one type of cream. It is called that moisturizing cream. So from the name only, you can easily identify that the moisturizing cream, it will retain the moisture, it will provide the moisture to the skin. So why it is required? Okay, because when suppose in the dry season, okay, in the dry season, so uh, the water which is present in the stratum corneum means the upper layer. Okay, the upper layer of the skin, the first layer. We know that the layer of the skin is epidermis, dermis, and then subcutaneous. Okay, now the first layer of epidermis is called stratum corneum. Okay, now in the dry season, the water it will get lost from the stratum corneum. Okay, rapidly, whatever the moisture is present in the stratum corneum, it will get evaporated. Okay, so what he'll do, from the deeper layer, the other part of the epidermis or dermis, suppose stratum germinativum is there, then stratum spinosum is there. There are so many other parts. There are 5 layers that there in the epidermis. Okay, so whenever any water loss is there from the first layer, then what he will do, he will receive the water from the deeper layer. Okay, so from the deeper layer, the water will coming to the stratum corneum and then it will get lost. So continuously the water it will be taken from the deeper layer, it will come to the stratum corneum and again it will be lost. So continuously the skin it lost its moisture rapidly and the skin become dehydrated. Okay, so water it will getting lost from the stratum corneum. The water it will be taken from the deeper layer, it will go to the stratum corneum, again it will get lost. So continuously the water will get lost and the skin become dehydrated. Okay, so once the skin become dehydrated, that we know that the skin it's lost its flexibility and become very rough. Okay, the skin become very dry and it's lost its flexibility. Okay, so what is our aim, that we have to restore the water or moisture and plasticizes the stratum corneum by provide its flexibility. The skin it will, the flexibility it will should come again. Okay, so we have to add some, or we have to apply some particular cream. Okay, so that the water or the moisture it will restore again, it will not get lost. Okay, it will not get lost. So how we can do that? By adding an moisturizing cream. Okay, so how it will work, so whenever we add a moisturizing cream or apply a moisturizing cream on the skin, okay, So you know that moisturizing cream or any cream having water and the oil phase. So whenever you apply to the skin, whenever you apply to the skin, the whenever you apply it, then the water it will get lost from the cream. Okay, but the oil it will not get evaporated. Okay, the oil it will not get evaporated, the water will get evaporated, and the oil it will be retained in the skin. Okay, so it will make a very thin film over the skin. Okay, now whatever is water is present in the stratum corneum, it has to pass that oily layer. But oil and water, we know that they'll repel each other. The water whichever is present in the stratum corneum, they can't pass, they unable to pass that particular oily layer. That's why they will retain on the stratum corneum only. Okay, it's very simple. Whenever you apply it, whenever you apply that moisturizing cream, okay, what will happen, the water will get evaporated from the cream. Okay, not from the skin, from the cream. After applying, the water will get evaporated. What is present, oil. So that oil will be retained in the skin, okay, as a layer. So the water which is present in the stratum corneum, okay, they has to pass that particular layer, and then only it will get lost. Okay, so if suppose there is no layer, okay, we have not applied any cream, it is then no cream is present, so it is free path for the water, so they easily they get evaporated. But whenever any layer is there, okay, a oily layer, the water it has to pass that oil layer. But as it is in water and that is an oil layer, they can't easily pass that oil layer. So that's why the water it will be remain present in the skin, and it will restore its moisture. Okay, its flexibility will retain. Okay, so that is the main mechanism. Even some humectant also it will present in the cream, which will provide the moisture. Already said humectant it is one type of substance which will provide or retain its moisture. Okay, so what is the mechanism here? Whenever you apply the cream, the water will get evaporated, and a oil thin film will be present in the stratum corneum, over the stratum corneum, and the water it can't cross the oily layer. Okay, so that it will not lost also, it can't evaporate. So that's why the water will be remaining in the stratum corneum only. Okay, and whatever the humectant is present in the cream, it also give some moisture to the skin. Okay, so this is an one type of formula. So it is in moisturizing cream. Okay, so it is stearic acid, mineral oil, lanolin, glycerol monostearate, isopropyl myristate, glycerin, propylene glycol, trithanolamine, water, and perfume preservative. Okay, here stearic acid, mineral oil, lanolin. Okay, so those are all are oily phase. Those are all are oil phase. Okay, so that is an oil phase. The stearic acid, mineral oil, lanolin. Glycerol monosterate is an act as an emulsifying agent. Okay, it is an act as an emulsifying agent. Okay, even isopropyl myristate also. Glycerin, propylene glycol, it act as an humectant, and trithanolamine it will be act as an pH modifier, so that whenever you apply to the skin, it should not create any irritation. So the cream pH and the skin pH it should be remain same. If there is a pH difference, okay, or suppose less or more pH, then definitely some particular person he may or she may get some irritation or itching. So trithanolamine is an one type of ingredient which will mainly use to maintain the pH, okay, or to adjust the pH of the cream. or the product. Okay. Okay, so this is the formulation, this is the particular formula of an moisturizing cream. Okay, so here I'll stop. So next class we'll discuss another type of cream.